The morning fog hung low over the cemetery, curling around the gravestones like a silent shroud. Navy Admiral Victoria Hayes tightened her coat against the cold, her boots crunching on the frost-covered grass. She had come here every year since the accident, a place where memories collided with grief. Today, though, something felt different. There was a quiet sobbing ahead, gentle but unrelenting, and it pierced the stillness of the morning like a raw wound. Victoria hesitated. She had visited countless graves in her career, mourning fallen sailors and friends, but the sound that reached her heart now was unfamiliar. Moving closer, she saw him, a man in simple work clothes, kneeling beside a small grave marker, holding a little boy in his arms. His shoulders shook with sobs, the boy's small hands clutching the back of his father's shirt. For a moment, Victoria froze. She had come prepared to face her own pain, not to witness someone else's so raw and unfiltered. The man looked up, his face streaked with tears, and in that instant, Victoria saw a reflection of her own heartache. She recognized the quiet resilience in his eyes, the kind that comes from carrying unimaginable burdens alone. The boy whispered something, and the father nodded, stroking his hair gently. "I promise," he said, his voice breaking. "We'll be okay. I'll keep you safe." Victoria's breath caught. She wanted to turn away, but something about the scene rooted her in place. She took a step forward, unsure why she was drawn to this moment. The man glanced up again, this time noticing her, and offered a weak smile. "I didn't expect anyone else," he said softly, wiping his tears. It's been hard." Victoria nodded, understanding more than she could express. "Neither did I," she admitted. She knelt beside them, maintaining a careful distance, feeling the warmth of their shared sorrow. The father, James, explained that his daughter's grave was just a row away, though the boy was the son of a friend who had passed years ago. Victoria listened quietly as James spoke, his story unspooling like a fragile ribbon, how he had raised his son alone, how life had thrown him into grief too heavy to bear, and yet how he had kept moving forward, step by step, day by day. Victoria felt an unfamiliar tug in her chest. The professional armor she wore as an admiral, a shield forged in years of command and discipline, was melting. She realized that grief, while private and personal, could create unexpected connections. Today, fate had placed her here, not just to mourn, but to witness courage in its most human form. The days after that morning were different for Victoria. The image of James and the boy lingered in her mind, haunting yet comforting. She couldn't shake the sense that she needed to do something, though she didn't know what. Meanwhile, James returned to his routine, cleaning office buildings during the day, making dinner, tucking the boy in at night. Life, relentless as ever, continued, but now with a subtle thread of hope intertwined. Weeks later, Victoria found herself at the cemetery again, this time with flowers in hand. She saw James and the boy already there. This time, there was a moment of recognition, a small smile exchange that carried the weight of unspoken understanding. "May I?" Victoria asked, holding out her flowers. James nodded. "Of course." They stood together in silence, two strangers connected by grief and resilience, yet bound by an unspoken promise to honor the ones they had lost. Victoria realized that leadership wasn't just about commanding ships or strategy. It was about showing humanity, vulnerability, and care. And James, with all his quiet strength, had become a teacher in that regard. The boy tugged at Victoria's hand. "Do you miss her too?" he asked softly. His innocence struck her like lightning. "Yes," she said, kneeling to meet his gaze. "I miss her every day." James placed a hand on his son's shoulder. "But we keep going," he said. "Because that's what they would want. To see us live, to see us love, to see us try." Victoria felt a warmth spread through her chest, a combination of grief, relief, and newfound purpose. In that moment, she realized that healing doesn't always come from forgetting. Sometimes it comes from seeing your pain reflected in someone else's courage, and choosing to rise together. Before they left, Victoria spoke one last time. "Thank you for showing me that strength can look like crying with someone you love. That it can be quiet, And it can be loud. But it's always enough. James smiled, the boy clutching his hand. And thank you, he said, for reminding us that we're never truly alone, even in grief. As they walked away from the cemetery, the fog lifted slightly, letting the morning sun shine through. It was as if the world itself was acknowledging their courage, their humanity, their shared journey toward healing. Victoria knew she would carry this moment forever, proof that even in the darkest grief, there is hope, and sometimes, hope comes in the most unexpected encounters. Life's greatest strength often emerges from vulnerability, and true courage can be found in shared grief. Healing doesn't require perfection, it only requires presence, compassion, and the willingness to keep moving forward, one step at a time.